In the final chapter of Thracia 776, we face one of the most elaborate endgame maps in the entire series. In order to reach the final boss, Veld, we will need to seize 6 altars. Our army is divided into 6 squads of 3 units each for each objective, which are defended by 1 Fenrir Tome Sorcerer, 2 promoted enemies, a powerful Deadlord mini-boss, and most importantly, a locked door. It is absolutely critical that you have enough door keys for this map, or the means to obtain more from the sorcerers to open the altars, or it is very possible that you can get soft-locked. There are 6 Deadlords: Draco, Porcus, Bovis, Canis, Tigris, and Moose. Most of them are powerful physical combatants, but the most dangerous by far is Deadlord Canis, who is a sage that has Miracle, Wrath, Adept, and a Nosferatu tome. You can also use a Berserk Staff with 30 effective magic from boosted altar terrain, so if you don't defeat her quickly, you're going to have some problems. Without some complicated maneuvers, she is very difficult to kill safely, and I simply do not have the resources to pull anything fancy since I only have 2 staff users left. I begin the map by having my units prioritize defeating the sorcerers to stop them from using their Fenrir tomes, which can easily pick off my weaker units. I have Ronan clear the sorcerer at Deadlord Canis' altar, and Xavier takes out the one at Deadlord Tigris' altar. The inflexible unit deployment system has unfortunately forced some of my units into places where they aren't needed, so I have Sarah warp Ocean over to Deadlord Draco's altar to clear the sorcerer there. Lara takes out the sorcerer at Deadlord Bovis' altar, Dawson clears the one at Deadlord Moose's altar, and they open a door to have Fred fight the sorcerer at Deadlord Porcus' altar, but he gets hit by a Hell Tome and is left at 1 HP. I use my second and last staff action for this turn to have Lenoan hit Deadlord Bovis with a sleep staff, neutralizing one of the deadliest combatants. I then try to get a Hail Mary kill on Deadlord Canis with a bolting from Owen, but unfortunately I miss. If Zed was alive, I'll be trying to use Blizzard here to put Deadlord Canis to sleep. While still unreliable, it would have a higher chance of success. Unfortunately, Zed is dead. I then pass my turn, and on enemy phase, Xavier clears the grunt enemies at Deadlord Tigris' altar, and Fred barely avoids death when Porcus' minions miss their attacks. 2 Master Lance generals at Canis' altar attack Ronan and nearly kill him, but he luckily survives and takes them both out. Dawson clears Moose's Master Axe allies, and Deadlord Draco attacks Osi, but the battle is inconclusive. Deadlord Tigris then attacks Xavier and deals significant damage, but Xavier retaliates with a Master Lance Wrath critical and ends him. My expectation was for Deadlord Canis to use Berserk on Ocean because he has the highest HP, but because of the enemy face order, he ended up taking damage. As it turns out, enemy Berserk stat priority is based on current HP and not total HP, so instead of Berserking Ocean, who was nearby a staff user and could be easily restored, Deadlord Canis Berserks my level 80 tier 4 Lara, who is notably not in restore range of any of my staff users. And since both of my staff users are so far apart, I have very few options to restore her status safely. A Berserk Lara is now possibly one of the biggest threats to my army. She has a massive movement range and is ridiculously lethal with several capped stats and multiple combat skills like Luna and Adept, so all I can do for now is try to run away. I try another desperate bolting from Owen to try to kill Deadlord Canis with a lucky critical, but it also misses. Seeing as I likely won't clear the Deadlords particularly soon, I also move several units to block reinforcement spawns. If we don't defeat the Deadlords by turn 5, then you'll be swarmed with 4 reinforcements per turn from the corners of the map until turn 64, and I simply do not have the resources to fight that many enemies. I try to make more progress on Deadlord Porcus' altar, but Fred misses an 86% hit, so to save him, I am forced to use a sleep staff. I use another sleep staff to put Deadlord Draco to sleep, to set up for a kill on the next turn. On enemy phase, Lara starts moving towards my allies at Porcus' altar, which is extremely threatening, and to make things even worse, Deadlord Canis uses her Berserk staff to Berserk Dawson, who is very powerful and is directly next to Leaf. Everything's starting to go wrong, so I rack my brain to try to salvage the situation. I have Ocean take out sleeping Deadlord Draco and use a sleep staff to put Deadlord Porcus to sleep, and I now turn to the case of the Berserk Dawson. His enhanced movement range of 8 tiles means that I cannot run from him, and if he attacks Leaf, I could have a game over situation on my hands. So I am forced to resort to extreme measures. For the sake of the run, Dawson must die. I have Leaf attack Dawson with a Brachys blade to put him down for my own safety. Curiously, Dawson does not retaliate, and this is because of an obscure mechanic where units that give support bonuses to other units will not be counterattacked when attacking them, meaning that friends, family, and lovers can more easily kill their Berserked allies. Leaf tells Zolzan to look into the sunset and buries the armor-slaying Brachys blade into the back of his head, killing him and getting a very nice level up in the process. I attempt another bolting with Owen to try to take down Deadlord Canis, but unfortunately it misses again. I manage to clear Deadlord Porcus' altar and use Rerope to move Linoan into the chamber. My plan is to lure Lara into restore stat range by using a weak unit as bait. However, Lara ignores Ada and attacks Pan instead with a flame sword, killing him with a critical hit. Deadlord Canis uses her third and last Berserk staff to hit Ocean, who is also isolated and not near any restore staff users. On my turn, I have Leaf open the door to fight Deadlord Moose on enemy phase, and I have Owen set up to enemy phase Deadlord Canis. Lara is still out of restore range, and I have no means of stopping her, so I just have to wait. On enemy phase, a Berserked Ocean spends his turn finishing off Deadlord Draco's goons, and Lara for some reason has a moment of clarity in her Berserk state and moves towards Deadlord Bovis' lair for some reason, instead of slaughtering half my army. Deadlord Canis attacks Owen, causing her Vantage skill to trigger. Owen does significant damage to Canis, but then Canis, having gone second in the turn order, has fulfilled the conditions to use Wrath, allowing her to do an 84 damage guaranteed critical hit, killing Owen instantly. As it turns out, Owen has gone on the wrong end of a hilarious Vantage Wrath interaction, where units with Wrath will trigger their effects when attacking foes with Vantage. With Dulce's blood still in his hands, Leaf defeats Deadlord Moose on enemy phase with the Braggy's Blade. Regardless, things aren't looking good. I have lost many of my best combat units and 2 are berserked. I have Linoan use Rewarp to get next to Sarah so I can try to go for a Warp Restore next turn and set up Ronan to lure Deadlord Canis off of altar terrain to make her vulnerable to status stabs. A Berserked Ocean spends his turn finishing off another enemy soldier, and Lara, who is still berserked mind you, somehow remembers her mission and uses a lockpick to open the door to Deadlord Bovis' chamber. Deadlord Canis attacks Ronan, luring her off of altar terrain and allowing me to put her to sleep, but that ends up being unnecessary because Ronan just retaliates and kills her. Amazing. Now with my 2 staff users reunited, I can finally start doing some restores. I use a rescue staff to move Ocean and restore him to cure his berserk status, and I end my turn to let Lara defeat Deadlord Bovis while still being berserked. On the next turn, I warp in Sarah next to Lara to restore her. With this, all 6 Deadlords have been defeated, so I need to have 6 units occupy each of the altars to open up the path to the final boss. If you don't have at least 6 units alive at this point of the map, the game will be soft-locked and you cannot proceed. I spend some time reorganizing my forces and then activate the altars to confront the final boss. Bishop Veld is revealed and he wields a formidable Petrify Tome, which will turn anyone that it hits into stone, a permanent status effect that cannot be removed by restore stabs. But if you still have Sarah and the Kaya staff, you can still use it to recover petrified units up to 4 times. Since Avo has already spent a year in Veld's basement completely stoned, she has probably developed some kind of tolerance for petrification. So I let Avo get hit by Petrified and she has turned into stone. So I used the Kaya staff to de-petrify her, and on the next turn she is turned to stone again by Veld's Petrify Tome. I keep repeating this process until Veld has completely run out of Petrify uses, making him a lot less threatening. By the end of this process, Avo has been petrified and then de-petrified a total of 4 times. For the final clash, I gather all my forces into one gigantic ball and throw it at the enemies. Lara and Ocean kill the majority of enemy berserkers, and most of the sorcerers are neutralized with status stabs. Veld is extremely tanky, so I use Lara to attack him. She opens with a Luna critical, dodges Veld's attack, and finishes him off with a Luna activation. With Bishop Veld finally defeated, I organize all my units into formation for a photo finish and have Leaf seize, finishing Fire Emblem Thracia 776 in what is possibly one of the most scuffed Ironman playthroughs to date.